And a pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to the Sam Houston Coaches Radio Show, live from True Texas Barbecue inside HEB in Huntsville. Welcome back for another great season of the show. I'm your host, Carlos Zimmerman. Yeah, come on, let me hear you. Thank you guys for joining us in-house tonight or on GoBearcats.com, the Bearcat Sports mobile app, and on the Bearcat Sports Network YouTube. I have an action-packed show tonight talking with two great guys from Sam Houston men's basketball, Lamar Wilkerson and head coach Chris Mudge, as well as from Sam Houston women's basketball, Kaylee Jefferson and head coach Ravon Justice. Quickly looking back, though, at this last week of Bearcat basketball, it was an exciting weekend of Open Conference USA play. The men's team taking the win at home at Johnson Coliseum, an 81-77 victory for the guys. Lamar Wilkerson, who we'll have on here next, dropping 24 points on the Bulldogs. As for the women's side, took a tough loss to Louisiana Tech on the road in Ruston, a 66-62 loss there, but fought hard throughout the entire ball game, and we'll get the thoughts of Kaylee Jefferson and Ravon Justice on that game coming up later on in the show. And then looking ahead, coming up this week, Wednesday night, going to be another fun one, another couple of top teams in the conference that the Bearcats will be up against. The men's team is taking on Western Kentucky, who's at the top of the conference right now in Conference USA. That is a 6:30 p.m. tip-off at Johnson Coliseum. And then the women's team will be on the road in Bowling Green, Kentucky to take on the Hilltoppers as well on Wednesday night. Much more to come here on the Sam Houston Coaches Radio Show. Lamar Wilkerson, he joins us after the break.
At HEB, we know that game day is about more than the game itself. The taste of victory is unparalleled, but so is the taste of HEB jalapeno poppers hot off the grill. Seeing the best players in their prime is truly something to behold. So is an HEB Prime 1 burger that you grilled to perfection. For low prices on all the things that make game day great and delicious, visit HEB, your official game day headquarters, or use the Buy HEB app to order curbside and start prepping for game day right away.
Optimum is proud to be the official internet provider of SHSU Athletics and to provide complete connectivity for homes and businesses in Huntsville. Plus, we can help you save big with Optimum Complete. You can get Optimum's reliable high-speed internet plus mobile on America's largest and fastest 5G network. To learn more, visit Optimum.com today or a store near you. Get closer, go farther with Optimum.
Are you looking to make a difference in the lives of our brave veterans? Look no further. Introducing Operation Red Wings Foundation, a beacon of hope for those who have sacrificed for our freedom. At ORW Foundation, we offer free therapeutic retreats, not only for veterans battling PTSD, traumatic brain injury, and chronic pain, but also for their families and spouses. Our compassionate team of experts provides the care and support they all deserve. But we can't do it alone. You can be a hero too. Support our mission by visiting orwfoundation.org and donate today. Your generosity will help our veterans find healing and rediscover their strength. Together, we can give back to those who have given us so much. Make a lasting impact and support Operation Red Wings Foundation. Donate now at orwfoundation.org. Operation Red Wings Foundation. Healing heroes, restoring lives.
Back here once again at the Sam Houston Coaches Radio Show, live from True Texas Barbecue at HEB in Huntsville. Hope you all are having a great Monday night so far for our first show of the season, and it is going to be a doozy of one tonight. Kicking us off here is a rather cold number 3 shooting guard for the Sam Houston Bearcat men's basketball team, Lamar Wilkerson. Y'all give it up for Lamar. Lamar, how are you, brother, other than being a little cold just coming from the outside?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for coming back here on the show. So let's dive into it, man. You did not let that wrist injury really hinder you one bit in the game against Louisiana Tech, a 24-point performance in that game. Just talk to me about how you were feeling, and just it felt like you were every time you were going to put up a shot, it's dropping through.
I was feeling good, man. Had good preparation for the game. Just came in with the mindset to just, whatever it takes to win. So that's what I did.
And I know the wrist injury, it's been bothering you. And correct me if I'm wrong. Is it the same wrist that you had hurt at the last season? Or
yes,
so it's been hindering you a good bit. Just talk about, the perseverance that you've shown, just being able to, battle that wrist injury, and given that it's your shooting hand.
It's been tough, but, with, coaching staff, trainer, stuff like that, they've been doing what they got to do to help me. And so I just been doing whatever I can to make it better and just play through it and just keep on playing.
Now, you come into this season into a different role. You know, talked with Coach Mudge a bit, is the different roles that you guys have been adapting to. And last year you had a different role given that you had guys like Quay Grant and Dante Powers on the floor a little bit more than you, but you obviously made a great impact, and now you've stepped up into that role. So what's the process been like now stepping up as one of the leaders on the team?
It's been frustrating, but it's been you know, a time. So just trying to get what I learned from last year and just bring it over and just keep doing what Sam Houston, you know, it was any other year. So that's all I'm trying to do.
That's all you can ask for. Talk about the chemistry that you guys have been building. 16 games down, 8-8 on the season so far. Just talk about that chemistry a good bit that you guys have been able to mesh together as of late.
We've been trying to figure it out, but I feel like it's clicking. Everybody's starting to realize what we got to do every day to you know, compete at a high level. So just keep doing what we're doing, and just hopefully it'll get to the point where, you know, we become the team that we know we can become.
You can ask for, man. All right, now we get this out of the way. Let's get to know the man, Lamar Wilkerson, number 3 for Sam Houston men's basketball. So, Ashdown, Arkansas is the hometown. Talk about, you know, growing up, just the state to the northeast of here, and those experiences growing up in Arkansas.
It was fun, man. You know, everybody know everybody, so, you know, you never walk outside, you see a familiar face. Just the country setting, you know, fishing, horses, four-wheelers, all types of stuff. So we was outside as kids, so it was a great experience for me personally.
So coming over here to Huntsville probably wasn't too hard of a transition, given, you know, it's a rural town.
It was easy.
Have you gone fishing since you've been back
out
here?
For sure.
What's your favorite fish to catch?
Probably catfish, bass, you know.
Fried or grilled?
Fried for sure.
Right answer. So when did you know that basketball was going to be the move growing up?
Probably like after 5th grade, 6th grade year. I was actually playing football and baseball at first, and then started playing basketball 4th grade, 5th grade. Then got hurt in football, so then my 6th grade year just converted over to basketball and just been all in since.
There you go. You can ask for. Favorite memories from your high school years?
Winning the state championship my junior year, most definitely, you know. Yeah.
Who'd y'all beat? Do you remember? I know it's been a while.
Drew Central.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that game, from what you can recall.
It wasn't a game. Yeah.
So, and you've been able to hang a few of those since you got in here at Sam, so you've been able to take that from high school and move it over here. That's good.
For sure.
This may be an obvious question, given that the history you've already made here at Sam Houston. Do you have a favorite memory as a Bearcat? I know the answer.
Yeah, I got a couple of them. Oklahoma for sure. Ole Miss was a great game. Wish we could have pulled that one off. That was probably my best 2 games.
Now, for someone who may be tuning in for the very first time, that Oklahoma shot that you had a year ago, I know it was a tough game throughout. Sam Houston was down 13 points at one point in that second half, and you guys rallied and were able to pull that off. What was going through your mind when Quay's coming down the court? You're filling the lane that you need to fill, and then what went through your mind as that shot came off your fingertips?
Nothing. Shoot. Repetition. We working at 100 times. So it was just second nature. Plus I already hit, 4 of them in the half, so I was like, just let it fly as soon as you catch it.
I was going to tell you, don't ask me. I've slept since then.
Yeah.
But who's a dream for you, player or team? Like, who's somebody that you just think, like, man, I want to go up against them and beat them?
University of Arkansas.
Go against the home team.
University of Arkansas. I have a lot of people will come out to a game like that, come watch me play. So that would be a good environment to go play in.
I got you. What do you hope to accomplish by the end of your career?
Be a winner. Just win everything I do wherever I go. Just keep winning.
Well, I think you've already accomplished that. You're a proven winner, man. So that's good. What's the move? Do you know after basketball comes to an end?
I don't.
There's nothing wrong with that, though. You got time to figure it out. You got a long career ahead of you, Lamar.
I ride this basketball wave as long as I can.
That's right. All right, I'm going to throw some fire ones your way here real fast.
Let's do it.
So what's like the premier spot that you've already been to or somewhere you want to go?
Probably like Bora, you know, some good water.
Good water.
Yeah.
Island. Just lay out on the beach all day and
just chill, away from everything.
Not worry about a thing.
Yeah.
This may be a little controversial. If you could pick one team to take with you on that vacation, who would it be? And
One
why?
teammate?
One teammate.
One teammate, man. You trying to get me in trouble. One teammate. Let me do 3.
Sure.
All right, bet. Gotta take my boy with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, comedian. I'll take CJ.
Okay.
For sure.
CJ, okay.
5th one. I mean, my 3rd one. 5th. Where I get 5th from? 3rd one.
Dame.
Yeah.
JD, CJ, Dame.
Yeah.
That's a good time.
A great group. A great group.
Absolutely.
Great
Absolutely. Do you have a unique or odd talent that people don't know about?
I can draw.
You can draw.
I can draw.
Okay, what do you like to draw?
Anything. Cartoon characters, anime, all types of stuff.
Okay. Do you do any of that while you're on the road?
Nah. I do that in class.
In class. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. If there's any of your professors listening, they're probably, that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
What was your favorite meal growing up and who cooked it?
Favorite meal? I don't even know.
What's your favorite meal now?
I really don't have a favorite meal.
You just love food.
I just love food. All food.
That's the best answer.
I got a favorite dessert, though.
What's
My
that?
mama make a great strawberry cake. Great strawberry cake.
That sounds delicious right now. This is the thing. I ask these food questions, and I'm hungry by the end of the show. What's a food that you've tried but you just don't like whatsoever?
Spinach.
Spinach.
Guacamole. I'm terrible foods, man. I'm a terrible food.
Coach Mudge's expression says otherwise, but you know.
That's a terrible food choice.
Sounds amazing. Into this burger's yang, burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
You value your time. So does First Financial Bank. We know all time is precious. Me time, family time, play time. Important tasks like banking take away from that time. First Financial Bank's digital banking solutions place financial decisions at your fingertips in seconds. From personal banking to securing your financial wellness, visit ffin.com/your-time to see how you can take back your time. First Financial Bank, member FDIC.
Back inside True Texas Barbecue at HEB in Huntsville on the Sam Houston Coaches Radio Show. I'm your host, Carlos Zimmerman. Do want to let you know that these flavors at True Texas Barbecue are going fast, so get them while you can here at True Texas Barbecue. They have got a brisket banh mi over there at the stand. Sliced fatty brisket topped with Asian slaw, fresh sliced jalapeno, sriracha, Q-pie mayo, whatever that is, and Tiger Cry sauce on a toasted baguette. So you want to go check that out. And for dessert, treat your Texas sweet tooth to the baked cherry cobbler, brimming with bright, beautiful cherries. All of that over there. Available till March 26th at True Texas Barbecue at HEB in Huntsville. Man, does that sound good
Sounds
right about
good.
now. So joining us here from Sam Houston men's basketball, the first-year head coach, Chris Mudge. Y'all give it up for Coach Mudge. Coach Mudge, how are you, sir?
Great. How are you?
I'm great. A little cold, but good to be here. So let's look back real quick. Big win to open conference play, 81-77 over La Tech, a very good opponent you guys are up against. Just talk about that ball game from your perspective.
I was so proud of our guys just for our effort and intensity and toughness. And we fought through a lot of adversity this year. We've had a lot of things that are in our control, things that are out of our control. And we just talked about continuing to get better, continuing to fight, stick together. And we did that, and we're able to kind of put it together and start to get a little bit of rhythm. And you could tell our guys are getting comfortable in their roles and comfortable together, a little more so than some of the previous games. And some of that is from having new guys. Some of that is from changing some things on both sides of the ball that's really helped us. And I think our guys have improved from it. And, against a team like Louisiana Tech, you got to execute. And we did a pretty good job of that. There's obviously lots that we can continue to improve at. But we did enough to win a really good ball game. And it was great to have a great home crowd that was there cheering us on and getting us going. And so it was a really good start to Conference USA play.
You know, something you and I have talked about throughout this, through the non-conference and now after this first game is being able to get the guys to mesh. From your perspective and your staff's perspective, do you feel the chemistry is starting to click at the right time?
Absolutely. I think our guys have been really close as friends and as teammates and off the court since they got around each other. I think that's been really fun to see. And each team is different. You know, last year had a very different chemistry than this year's team, and that's normal because the team before that was different, and the team before that. I think on the court, I think it's starting to come together of them playing with each other. And some of that's been because our lineups have been so different with injuries, concussion, sickness, I mean, all kinds of different things that we've had happen that we've had to fight through. So our rotations have been different. Guys have been in different roles, playing different positions, guarding different kinds of actions, being in different actions on offense. And now we're starting to get a little bit more rhythm, starting to get a little bit more healthy. And you can tell our guys are being comfortable in their roles a little bit. And that's helped them be more comfortable with their teammates because they know, okay, this guy does this really well. And this is why we play really well together. And this is where he's going to be on this play. And I think that type of comfort is what we're really seeing. And that chemistry is what we're seeing start to come out now, more so than them liking and supporting and leading each other, because they've done that for a long time. And honestly, that's about one of the big reasons that we've even gotten this far, is because they like each other and they stick together. And through the difficult things that we've had, they've been able to help each other and to get each other through some hard things that each of them individually is having. So really the X's and O's and on the court chemistry is what we're starting to see now, which was fun to watch the other night.
Now, you turn the page to Western Kentucky. This will be the first meeting for Bearcats and Hilltoppers in program history. Obviously, Coach Lutz has the team in a really good spot, top of the conference, with a big win over Liberty this last weekend at home. But now they have to come to your house. So what's your overall outlook on the Hilltoppers going into Wednesday? I
mean, they've got a great team. They've won 8 in a row, and their last 4 have been by 3 points or less. And so you can tell that their team has figured out how to win close games, which is a really important thing. Conference USA is going to be a lot of close games. I think we talked earlier about how every game was 10 points or less in the league last week. And you know, Coach Lutz and them, they're confident. They're starting to see their roles. They're starting to get guys comfortable. They had a key player get injured the other night, and so you see that they're adjusting and doing some things. And so it'll be a great test. They have a lot of talent. They've got a lot of transfers that are talented, and they're tall and athletic. And so they're going to bring in a team that plays really hard. You know, we're going to see a game that take the La Tech intensity on both sides of the ball and ramp it up, because they're going to play really hard, and they're going to put a lot of pressure on the basket. They're one of the best transition teams in the country. I think they're top 10 in the country in pace, scoring over 80 points a game. And so you're going to see a fast-paced game because we're going to push the ball as well, and 2 really tough teams. And it's going to really come down to what it comes down to almost every game is who's going to execute, who's going to put their game plan and their style into effect for longer. Because both teams are good. We have talent. We can execute. We are tough. They're going to do the same thing. And I think we're going to see that a lot in Conference USA. There's not a lot of nights where you can come in and just hoop and do what you want to do and come out with a W. But Western Kentucky's at the top of the league right now in terms of overall record, and so we're going to have to bring it, and we'd love to have a bunch of fans there to watch an exciting game.
Absolutely. 6:30 Wednesday night at Johnson Coliseum. For tickets, you can visit gobearcats.com/tickets. Now, I want to get a little bit of your background for those who may be tuning in for the very first time ever. You know, first year as the head coach of this program, you were a longtime assistant under Jason Hooten. Just through this first slate that you guys have gone through, what does it mean to you, or how does it feel to be the head coach of this very, very good program?
It's a blessing, and it's amazing. I'm very grateful. And it also brings every type of emotion you can imagine. It brings despair. It brings sadness. It brings tiredness. It brings adrenaline. All those things into one job that is all-encompassing because it affects every part of your life. But I know that I'm so lucky not just to be the head coach, but to be a part of Sam Houston and this department and this city of Huntsville, where we have raised our kids and absolutely love being here. And so it has brought a lot of emotions and a lot of things that we have been through in a very short amount of time, but we're very lucky and blessed, and very glad that God put me here.
Absolutely. You came from the heart of the hill country in Round Rock, Stony Point High School, a great career at that. Just when did you know that after high school coaching was the way you wanted to go?
I think great career might be a little too high for what my high school career was. I was really good at getting the good players the ball when they needed it. and really good at playing defense. So I knew my role very well. But, I went to college and had no idea that I wanted to go into coaching. I was a chemical engineering major and was like, my sports are done. I'm going to go play in the 6-foot and under league of intramurals at the University of Texas. And, early on, I could just tell that there was something missing. And I couldn't tell what it was. And knew God was putting something on my heart that I was missing something. And so I kind of tried a couple different things, joined some organizations and some different things. And none of it was really filling that hole, whatever it was. And so my mom had been a manager for the University of Texas team that won the NIT in the 70s. Famous team, lots of great players who went on to play in the NBA. And she's like, well, why don't you go try to do that? I was like, sure. So I went and volunteered and actually had to try out to be a volunteer.
Wow.
Which was fun, and somehow won that contest and got the joy of filling coffee and licking envelopes and just doing whatever they needed in the office to get started. And just being around that, it was within a couple months of being around the team, being around the energy of college sports and being around those young men at the time. I could tell that it was the calling where God wanted me to be. And it was the first time that I had ever thought that it would be that. And so I was as surprised as anybody else. And, when God tells you to go one direction, you just say, okay.
Yep. And
you go full speed and try to go in the steps that he's laid out for you. And so it was definitely not a lifelong calling. I have no one else in my family who was in coaching. And it just kind of happened. It's been a very lucky, blessed road since then.
Well, and you've come quite the long way. For those who don't know, you started out as an assistant for Rick Barnes at Texas, and then you would move on to Midland College. You were an assistant 1 year for Grant McCaslin, who's now at Texas Tech. And then you came to Sam Houston, Jason Hooten's first hire at Sam Houston when he took over for Bob Marlin. What have you learned from those three great coaches in their own right to craft where you're at now?
Well, we forgot Ross Hodge. I was there
Ross
with him
Hodge,
for a
yes.
year, who's the head coach at North Texas. And I've been so lucky to be around such great coaches. Even at Texas, all the assistant coaches that I was working with became Division I head coaches. Many of them currently are, including Rodney Terry, who's the head coach at Texas right now. And your radio show's not long enough for all the things that I learned, but I think each of them had such a unique way of creating a winning product, creating winning being important, creating winning characteristics in their players, but they all did it so different. And so I got to see a bunch of different coaches do it successfully, but very differently, which has helped me become a head coach and learn about how I want to do it. Part of this first year has been me learning how I'm going to create that same winning product, but I'm going to do it in my way because I'm not each of those guys. I'm me, but I know what the product needs to be and how to get that and do it my way. And so I just got to see a lot of different ways to do it and see a lot of things that I want to try, and some of the things I've tried and I'm not nearly as good at as they are. And so I had to find my own spin on things. And even the guys laugh sometimes, I'm sure, because, we'll be trying to figure out transition defense, and about the third different drill we come up with, I'm like, okay, I like that one. We're going to stick with that. And so there's some trial and error and picking from the different guys that I've worked for, but I couldn't be luckier in terms of working for very successful people who are great men and leaders and care about their young men, care about them, in their lives. And that's the best example, because that's the most important thing we can do, is love on these guys, lead them through an important part of their lives, and hopefully help them be successful men. And if we can do that, obviously we are hired and fired by wins and losses. We want to win. We're all competitors. But, we're going to be judged one day by God on what we do in affecting other people. And I'm blessed. We have a great group of young men. You obviously got to meet Lamar, who is one of our favorites. And we just have a great group that are fun to be around every single day. And I've been able to see how other coaches have connected and led these guys. And now I get to do it from the head coach role here, which is a lot of fun.
There you go. Couldn't have said it better myself. All right, I'm going to throw some fun ones your way here.
All right, let's do it.
I'll have one for you for some of these for every show going forward. What's the favorite place you've traveled to in your career?
Like to play?
Either to play, coach?
Oh, man, that's a really good question. Give me 2 seconds. It was obviously really cool to go back and play at the University of Texas, just because of my alma mater. I grew up a Texas fan. That was a lot of fun. Going to the last Great Alaskan Shootout was pretty cool, because I grew up watching it when it was the tournament. And, I mean, they would have the Dukes, the Kansas, the Kentuckys of the world. And so to be able to play in the last one was pretty fun, other than that it was negative 10 degrees outside. The experience was really cool. And, you know, there's been some trips we've had where we've been gone for a week, week and a half, and we've been able to go do some things outside of basketball with our guys. We went on a West Coast trip to San Fran and Cal one year, and just some of the memories we get on some of those trips. When we went to Ole Miss and Troy and Grambling this year, we got to spend a lot of time together and do some things outside, and that's probably the most exciting part of it. We played in some great venues, played in Indiana, played in a bunch of places, but I'll probably remember some of the stuff we've done on the trips and just had fun with the fellas, and that's more fun than anything.
Do you have a dream opponent that you hope to schedule one day?
I don't. I grew up obviously a Texas fan, but then Duke, I was a big Duke fan for a while. And then when I was at Texas as a GA, we were number 2 in the country and they were number 1 in the country. We went and played them at the Meadowlands, and they beat us by about 3,000 points. And since then, I've absolutely hated them. But I would love to go play at Cameron Indoor. I think that'd be a lot of fun, a really cool environment.
Yeah.
And that would be a good bucket list thing to go play there.
It's one of the best places in college basketball to play. I asked Lamar this. He didn't really give an answer, but I'll ask you this. What's the weirdest thing you've just eaten before but did not like it whatsoever?
That's an odd question. The weirdest thing I've eaten, I like food, so I've tried a lot of different things.
Okay.
And I wish I had a good answer. I've tried all kinds of seafood that are wild. That some too raw, and some rawer than I would have expected. Some a little bit too close from just coming from the ocean.
Okay.
And that kind of freaked me out a little bit.
Are you a crawfish fan?
Absolutely.
There we go. That's the right answer.
Absolutely. Big E's is the place to go in town. You got to go.
There you go. A little bit of a high-pressure question, given that she walked in about 15 minutes ago. How did you and your wife meet?
Oh, she's going to love this answer. So we were at a wedding. I was one of my best friends from the University of Texas. He was a manager. Went to high school with Lindsay and one of her best friends, Kat Siegler. And so we were going to a wedding, and it was right after camp. I was all tired and walked in to the church for the rehearsal dinner. And I walked in. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just trying to find the church. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, a really pretty girl comes by, and she's not looking. I'm not looking. We almost run into each other. She spin moves and gives me a Heisman to push me out of the way. I was in love. It was over after that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a story right
there. It is. The rest of the story she doesn't want me to tell because really she fell in love with me first, but she doesn't like for me to talk about that on air.
Wow.
I was looking pretty good.
There you go.
Yeah.
And last thing for you, Coach, you have wonderful children that run out to you. It's one of my favorite things to watch. Like sometimes I'll get distracted when I'm trying to, call the end of the game, and I see your kids running across the court just to give you a big hug. What's it like being a father?
It's the best thing that you'll ever do. I love every minute of it. It gives me great perspective on what really matters in this life, and they keep me grounded. They keep me focused on the right things. It's also the hardest thing that I've ever done, and that's what makes it so rewarding. And they're great young souls, and I love leading them every day and getting to know them, and they're a lot of fun. And that's my favorite part of every game, win or lose, is I know that they're going to run over, and they don't care whether we won by 40, whether we lost by 40. They're going to run over and give me a big hug and say that they love me, and that's pretty cool. And then the other day against the University of Dallas, they were in Colorado. So we finished the game, and I look over, and I've got my arms out, and my kids are in another state. And so I was just hoping somebody would run from the crowd and come jump in my arms. Chris almost did. And I don't think I would have won that equation, but it would have still been satisfying.
I thought JB may have tried to do that, but, there you have it. Y'all give it up for head coach Chris Mudge joining us tonight. First episode of
Thank you, guys.
The Coaches Radio Show this year. Coming up next, let's flip over to the women's side of things. From the women's basketball team, Kaylee Jefferson joins us. Coming up after the break.
Join the Sam Houston State University Alumni Association. For just $35, your membership helps to support student success and alumni programs. Plus, you receive national discounts on the brands that you already know. Connect with your Bearcat pride and spirit by joining the SHSU Alumni Association. Join online at alumni.shsu.edu. As a member, you can be part of something bigger, the Sam Houston State University Alumni Association. That's alumni.shsu.edu.
Bright Porta Potty. You can see the difference. Need a porta potty for your next event? If your mama won't use it, it's not to our standards. We're changing the reputation of porta potties. Locally owned, serving Walker, Montgomery, and surrounding counties. You'll want to use our potties. BrightPortaPotty.com.
Did you know that you can get paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit? Community Service Credit Union is here to help with everything from early paydays to convenient mobile banking. It's easy to get started. Text 936-207-2996 and talk to our team today. That number again is 936-207-2996. Or visit us at www.cscutx.com to explore more benefits. The team at CSCU wants to help you bank happy, spend smart, and live well. Let's go, Bearcats.
From formal dinners to box lunches, Sam Houston Catering and its expert culinary team can make it happen in style. As a full-service caterer, they are dedicated to providing you the best service for your event. Since 1987, they pride themselves on unique food presentation, quality services, and excellent customer relations. Whether it's a wedding, intimate gathering, or corporate event, their team of seasoned event professionals and talented chefs are ready to help make your event a success. Let your event planning begin by calling 936-294-1930 or visiting their website at shdining.com. They look forward to serving you.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, on the Sam Houston Coaches Radio Show, live from True Texas Barbecue at HEB in Huntsville. Halfway through the show, if you're just joining us, we talked with Lamar Wilkerson as well as head coach Chris Mudge of men's basketball. But now we flip over to the women's side of things in just a moment. I do want to let you know you can join the text club here at True Texas Barbecue by texting TXBBQ to 23370, and you can receive weekly darn delicious deals at True Texas Barbecue at HEB in Huntsville. All right, y'all give a big round of applause to Kaylee Jefferson from Sam Houston women's basketball. Kay, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Feeling good? Doing good? Trying to stay warm?
Love that.
Yes. All right, let's dive into it. I know it was a tough loss on Saturday to Louisiana Tech, but you guys, I watched about the back half of the game before we had to go on the air with the men's team, and you guys fought hard throughout and played well. Just what are the positives you hope to take away from that ball game?
I feel like we had a lot of new people stepping up that game. You know, we had to rely heavily on some bench players. You know, we had Renee Smith in foul trouble and things like that. So it was nice seeing people when their number was called, you know, stepping up and knowing that we kind of have that depth, especially going into conference. So I feel like that was some good things we saw from that game. And like you said, I feel like we fought hard until the end. It's just a matter of some execution late in the game. So there
you have it. You have further stepped. You've already been a leader on this team for a very long time, the longest tenured Bearcat on the roster.
Okay.
But hey, there's nothing wrong with that. It's great.
Right.
You've been awesome to watch the last few years. Just talk about further stepping into that leadership role, especially for the younger ones that just came up to the team.
I think it's just been something, Coach Justice has placed a lot of confidence in me, so it's not really something that I approach differently from year to year. It's kind of like I know what my team expects of me. I know what my coaches expect of me, so it's really just stepping up when my name is called each year and, just finding new ways to lead those younger players or even just new players coming in.
Do you feel the chemistry is starting to mesh here as y'all get into conference play with the new players and the old players alike?
Yeah, I feel like that's something, as a team, I feel like that's something you're always working on every day, to just find new ways to further the chemistry. But, yeah, I think it's definitely taking off in a positive way. So
and that's always a good thing. So you look ahead now to Western Kentucky. Obviously a good team that you'll be going up against again on the road. I'll travel tomorrow, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Obviously you're here.
Yep, tomorrow morning.
What kind of question was that? But either way, what excites you about getting to go to a really good atmosphere in Bowling Green and just be able to take on a really good team?
I mean, we're just excited to compete. We feel like we kind of could have, clinched that win against La Tech. So I think we're all really excited to just get back on the court and compete and, go for a win like every night. So
that's all you can ask for. Now, you're one of the only few people I can ask this to, because not many athletes at Sam Houston have had this experience, but you've been here through the latter years of Southland play. You saw the 2 years in WAC play, and now Conference USA. You were the only player on the team besides Sydney Kemp. She was on the team back in 2019. Just what has that been like for you, seeing the different levels of play from those 3 different conferences and any of the big differences you see as a player?
I haven't noticed any really big differences, but just because I feel like when you're a player, you go out there and you put on your jersey the same way as everybody else. But it's definitely been nice to see kind of the exposure that we're getting as a university, just outside of being on the court and things like that. So that's kind of the biggest thing I've seen, is just like the exposure we're getting, as far as like social media and stuff like that goes. So I think that's a big step in the right direction for the school, and I think it's something that it deserves.
There you go. You grew up in Sulphur Springs, about 2 hours from Huntsville, if I'm not mistaken?
I'm gonna say it's about like 4, I would say.
Actually, double that.
Yeah.
4 hours, a little farther, closer to Dallas.
Yeah.
So, talk to me about that. Growing up in Sulphur Springs, and I believe the mascot in high school, Wildcats, right?
Wildcats.
I'm getting better at the high school mascot thing, but just talk about growing up in Sulphur Springs.
It was fun. It was a small town, so everyone knew everybody. I came in as like the new kid. So that was interesting, having to take people's spots and stuff like that as a freshman, but I enjoyed it. I also got to grow up, going through high school with my brother, so that was super fun too. I don't know, I definitely think that my high school years in Sulphur Springs is something that's definitely like molded me into the person I am now, so I enjoyed it.
Do you have any fun memories playing for the Wildcats?
Oh my gosh, I have so many fun memories. We used to go to this tournament every year in Idabel, Oklahoma, actually, and we would kind of make like a little team trip of it. So we would stay in like a cabin as a team.
Wow.
So yeah, that was like probably one of my favorite memories from there.
Now, you talked about your brother who's also playing basketball. Just talk about that, growing up with him and just being able to, body it up with him on the court and being able to have someone to compete with at home.
I actually have 2 brothers, but yeah, he was the only one who I got to actually go to high school with for a couple years. I don't know, it was fun, Like I said, I feel like it's made me who I am. It's made me pretty tough. All my workouts were with him. Hopefully he's not watching this, but I definitely did beat him a couple times. He might beg to differ, but I still remember it, so yeah.
Is he playing collegiately, or is he still in high school?
My youngest brother is.
Okay.
My youngest brother is still in high school. My oldest brother, he played at Iona for Rick Pitino, but he's not playing anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not really the star of the show. They are, so.
You're a great player in your own right. So what do you hope to accomplish by the end of your basketball career?
I'm not really one for the accolades and stuff like that. I just hope to leave a lasting impression on the people around me. It's been nice being a part of something greater than myself. It's been nice being coached by Coach Justice, for 6 years now. I think I'm going to be the longest time player she's coached, yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's really all I hope for, is just, for people to remember me, and hopefully, just like I said, to leave people with a lasting impression. And if the accolades come with that, then cool. But if not, I enjoyed my time regardless.
That's awesome. Do you know what you want to do after you wrap up your career?
I say I do, but I change my mind every day. So we'll see. I'm kind of excited not to know, because for my whole life I've known what time I'm going to practice, what time I have weights, so I can't wait to be like, gosh, what am I going to do today?
It's always a good feeling sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you have a game day ritual that you just go through every day to get you ready?
I really don't. I hate to tell Coach this, but typically I do have to have like a game day matcha from Starbucks, which, Coach, is actually not that bad for you. It's not coffee, but yeah. So I have to have my little game day matcha, but that's about it. I get into the gym pretty early so I can get up shots before anyone else gets on the court, but other than that.
Game day matcha.
Yeah, game day matcha. I recommend it to everyone.
There you go. I asked this to Lamar, and I know he had a little bit of a tough time with this one, but I'll ask you as well. If you could pick one teammate to go on vacation with, who would it be?
Oh, gosh. Let's see. I think it's going to have to be Shanti Henry. I just want everyone to know we are both single mothers to little cats. We have 2 little twin black cats, so I think it would have to be her, just so we can keep the sisters together.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go, Shanti. Do you have a unique talent
that my gosh.
people aren't aware about? Lamar's was drawing.
Oh, God. No, I don't think that I do. Is that bad?
No, it's not
Okay.
bad. You're just a hooper.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Actually, I play other sports. I used to be a cheerleader.
That counts.
Yeah.
That counts. Believe it or not, it
Believe
counts.
it or not, yeah.
Cheerleading, okay.
So, yeah.
So did you do cheer as well at Sulphur Springs when you were there? Or
No,
just all
absolutely
hoops?
not. I did volleyball, actually. I was pretty good at volleyball.
Volleyball,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
What was your position?
I played outside and middle back.
There you go.
Yeah.
You enjoyed that a lot?
I did, yeah. It's probably something I'll pick up after I get done with basketball.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite meal from growing up?
Oh, favorite meal. Let's see. I don't know, man. My mom's like a master chef. Like, she can literally make like anything.
What was the favorite thing that she made?
I'm gonna say it's like chicken and dumplings, which like that might be kind of weird, but for me that was just like every time I smelled that in the kitchen, I was like, this is gonna be a great night.
Yes, chicken and dumplings is great.
Yeah.
Do you have a go-to snack when you get the munchies?
Go-to snack. Let me think for a second, because I definitely do. Oh, this is kind of bad. It's like hot Cheetos. Hot Cheetos are
good.
so fire.
Yes, literally.
Literally.
And
that was a good one.
But no, hot Cheetos are great. It was a go-to thing for me when I was in college, and
Yeah.
it's still a good thing. I lay off of them now because as you get older, heartburn becomes more prevalent. I know I'm not that old, but it happens. Believe me, it will.
It's okay. Everyone thinks I'm pretty old too because I've been here so long, so it's okay.
I wasn't gonna say it. When not on the court, what do you do for fun when you have downtime?
Not on the court, what do I do for fun? Let me think. I don't know. I like to do different things. I really like to go watch movies, stuff like that. You know, I have friends who obviously graduated who are like near Houston, so sometimes I'll go hang out with them, stuff like that. I don't know. I should probably figure that out though, because basketball's not gonna be my only thing I'm doing for much longer. So
it's very fair. And last thing for you, I don't recall from last year. I know I asked you who do you have a favorite NFL team?
I mean, I guess I'm going to have to go with the Cowboys, right? I don't want anybody to okay, perfect. That was a good answer.
Lindsay agrees.
Yes.
So there you have that. Playing the Packers this next weekend, you think they're going all the way?
They're going all the way. Why not?
I am a full proponent of pulling for an all-Texas Super Bowl this year. I know it's not going to happen. Maybe for the Dallas side, it might. Dallas has a good team, but the Texans are a little behind the curve right now. So we'll see what happens. But hey, an all Texas Super Bowl, that would be a lot of fun. All right, Kaylee, before I let you go, anybody you want to give a shout-out to?
Always a shout-out to my family. Shout-out to everyone back home. Shout-out to my teammates, my coaches. Yeah.
There you have it. Y'all give it up for Kaylee Jefferson from Sam Houston Women's Basketball. And coming up in our final segment, last but certainly not least, the head coach of Sam Houston Women's Basketball, Ravon Justice, joins us after this on the Sam Houston Coaches Radio Show.
Attention veterans out there. We know that you face battles on the front lines and within yourselves. It takes true courage to reach out for help, especially when the wounds aren't visible. Operation Red Wings Foundation understands that bravery lies in seeking healing. That's why they offer free therapeutic retreats for veterans and service members dealing with the symptoms PTSD, mild traumatic brain injury, and chronic pain. With therapeutic retreats hosted by fellow veterans, they understand because they've been there. So you don't have to face it alone. The foundation is here to help veterans rediscover their strength, surrounded by others who understand the journey. So muster up that courage and sign up for a life-changing retreat. Embrace the support and camaraderie you've always known, because with the right support, you can heal. Reach out today. Visit orwfoundation.org to sign up for your free therapeutic retreat. Operation Red Wings Foundation, where bravery finds healing and courage is our guide.
At H-E-B, we know that game day is about more than the game itself. The taste of victory is unparalleled, but so is the taste of H-E-B jalapeno poppers hot off the grill. Seeing the best players in their prime is truly something to behold. So is an H-E-B Prime 1 burger that you grilled to perfection. For low prices on all the things that make game day great and delicious, visit H-E-B, your official game day headquarters, or use the My H-E-B app to order curbside and start prepping for game day right away.
Optimum is proud to be the official internet provider of SHSU Athletics and to provide complete connectivity for homes and businesses in Huntsville. Plus, we can help you save big with Optimum Complete. You can get Optimum's reliable high-speed internet plus mobile on America's largest and fastest 5G network. To learn more, visit Optimum.com today or a store near you. Get closer, go farther with Optimum.
And back inside True Texas Barbecue at H-E-B in Huntsville. Final segment, getting ready to get underway in our first episode of the new season of the show. I'm Carlos Zimmerman. Ravon Justice joins us here in just a few moments. I do want to let you know, folks, national championships going on right now as we speak. Super Bowl is going to be here before we know it. And if you don't feel like cooking for those parties that you're going to be having for the Super Bowl, well, you can let True Texas Barbecue take care of it for you. They have perfect flavor variety for the whole family. They got smoked brisket, turkey, sausage, coleslaw, cream corn, potato salad, mac and cheese, and brisket beans, all as a part of their party packs. They come available for 6, 12, and 24, making it easy to feed your large squad. You can conveniently pre-order and pick it up using the True Texas Barbecue app. All right, for our final guest here tonight, joining us from Sam Houston Women's Basketball, y'all give it up for head coach Ravon Justice. Coach, how are you, man?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having us tonight.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, first year into Conference USA, making that adjustment from the WAC to Conference USA. Just talk about the level of play. I know you've only seen one opponent so far, but just from what you've seen, how's the adjustment been to the new conference?
I think our preseason has kind of helped us adjust to conference play, but it's definitely a difference. I think the play is a little bit higher at Conference USA. The talent is a little bit better. So, our kids are adjusting. We just want to be competitive every night.
Talk to me about Louisiana Tech, a hard-fought game throughout to open conference play. Just what was your thoughts from that ball game?
Louisiana Tech is a traditional team. I don't think people understand how successful they've been in the past with winning national championships. It's the reason why they're the only team in the country that goes by Lady Texters, because they have a lot of tradition behind that name. So, I thought it was a hard-fought battle. A layup here, a free throw there, and we win the game. But it's part of it. I thought our kids was very competitive. I thought that we did a lot of good things in the basketball game to move forward.
Now, as you get into the swing of conference play, where do you hope to see the team click and continue to grow?
Our biggest thing is that, we want to be able to have the same starting lineup for 3 or 4 games, and we hadn't had that opportunity early on. We had some injuries early on, and then we had a kid that had to take 2 weeks off with dental surgery. So we just want to have a consistent lineup to put on the floor every night.
Talk to me about the leadership that you have on this team. Obviously, you have Kaylee Jefferson, but you have a lot of great players that are mixed in there, old and new. Just talk to me about where do you hope to see the leadership continue to grow as well?
Kaylee is probably the longest student athlete I've ever coached in my life. She's been with me for 6 years, and that's been a good thing. She definitely speaks the coach's language, which is something that you want every day. So she's a great leader. She's been the glue to the team for the last couple of years. And it's one thing about her, she competes every day in practice. So she's laid the foundation for being our captain for the last 2 years. The other positive piece right now is Renee Smith. I think she's someone that waited their turn, and she's been successful this year after playing behind some really good post kids. But I think the leadership is there. I think the foundation is there. It's just winning some games.
Now, you brought in a lot of newcomers as well. 2 of them come to my mind, Jaira Sasako and Diana Rosenthal. Just what have you enjoyed from their play, and what have they really brought to the table as newcomers?
Dia is an elite scorer. When she puts the ball in the hole, she can do it at an elite level. One thing that I think she doesn't get credit for, she's a really good defender. Jai's another kid that plays really fast. We enjoy her pace. She's had to take a couple of games off, one with an injury and one with dental surgery. So she hasn't been able to really stack a lot of games, and that's something we're hoping for in conference play, that we're able to keep her on the floor a little bit longer.
Now y'all leave tomorrow. You play Western Kentucky on Wednesday night. What stands out to you about the Hilltoppers?
They're very talented. They have a really good point guard. They've had a lot of success over the years, but the thing that sticks out is they play with just as much pace as us. I think that is something our kids do really well, is play with a lot of pace, and that is something we're going to be challenged on the road with the Hilltoppers.
And then looking a little further ahead of that, you get to come home on Saturday, play some games in front of the home fans. Just what does that mean to you and your squad to finally be able to play Conference USA basketball inside Johnson Coliseum?
We'll be excited to be back at home. We've started out on the road our first 2 games. Middle Tennessee is a tough team. They're a top 25 team, so we'll definitely be challenged at home, but we'll be excited to be back at home in front of our fans.
There you go. Now, to get a little background on you for someone who may be tuning in for the first time, this is year number 6 for you at the helm of the Cats, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
She's been with you every step of the way. She's probably got the best answer.
Yes, this is year number 6.
Year number 6. So where do you feel like you have grown in this span as the leader of the program?
If you ask Kaylee, she's going to say, I've grown some patience. That is going to be the first thing she's going to say, is that I have grown some patience. The biggest thing is that, you want to grow with the program, and I think with the transfer portal, we've had like a big turnover, just like every program, with new student athletes. So, growing and giving the kids the opportunity to learn your system and learn the way you do things have been a big challenge for me.
And you've come through a lot of, great programs. You helped rebuild Prairie View A&M. You've come through Houston, amongst other programs, just to name a few. You came from USAO. Just where do you feel your experiences at those programs have helped you now with Sam Houston?
When I was at Houston, we were Conference USA, then we were American, now they're
Big
Big 12. So the conference change is something that I had to do at the University of Houston. So I think that helped me a little bit with us going from Southland to the WAC. When I was at Prairie View, they were a powerhouse, and the year I got there, 3 years before that, they took a nosedive down. So rebuilding wasn't something new to me as well. So, I think that's the experience that I've had at the last 2 universities that I was at.
One other person that's been on your staff every step of the way, that's Brittany Mason, who's been with you since the beginning. Just what does it mean, and you had her as a player too, if I'm not mistaken. What does that mean to have had her really by your side through this entire experience?
If you come out to our practices, you'll see why Coach Mason is on my staff. She's a bucket. She can play. She's high energy. She's somebody who comes to work every day and demands the best. So having her as my right hand has been a blessing for me. Even the days that the program was going through the highs and the lows, she's somebody that's consistent every day.
Now, you hail from the great town of Atlanta, Texas.
Sure did.
Atlanta, Texas.
Sure did.
What was that like, growing up in Atlanta?
It's kind of like Kaylee with Sulphur Springs. Like, everybody knows everybody. It's just a small community, but, I mean, we come from a place where, like, you have to actually stand on business. Like, we don't come from big cities where you can duck and dodge people. We come from a small town where you got to face somebody every day, so you stand on business every day. So whatever you believe in, you better stand on it.
It's a great mantra for anybody to have.
Absolutely.
Do you have a favorite memory from your time in Atlanta?
I think my favorite time in Atlanta was probably watching, like, sports. Like, we have Derek Blaylock that played for the Chiefs. We got Jason Peters that was our Robbers that plays for the Eagles. We have the Corey Birmingham that played for the Razorbacks, and he went and played pro. So we had so many pro athletes in such a small town in East Texas for football that it was pretty cool every Friday night that they shut down the city and the towns for you to go watch football. So it was pretty competitive every weekend.
And that's what I regret. I don't ever regret growing up in the fourth largest city in the country in Houston, but I always longed for that small town feel. I guess that's why I came to Huntsville.
Yes, so it was that. And if you ever go to Atlanta, I mean, they won state track meets for 11 years straight. So It was so competitive down there that, like, every day you got to see athletes at a high level.
And that's awesome. So I'll throw some fun ones here before we let you go and call it a night. Do you have a favorite place that you've gone to in your career, traveled to?
It was cool until the game started, but UConn was really, really exciting. Not at the University of Houston for us to go out and play Brown & Stewart until she tried to dunk. But it was really cool. The experience was really, really good to see that type of women's basketball atmosphere.
Storrs, Connecticut. That's it's quite the exotic locale. But
yes.
It's a great place to play, I'm sure. Let's see. I've asked a lot of our guests what's something you've eaten but didn't like. What's something you've eaten but you've liked?
I don't do seafood.
Okay.
I don't eat fish, and so my palate is very limited. So I don't do a lot of red meat as well. But we went out to Seattle, and for the first time, like, we ate some different type of foods. I guess the girls was like, hey, let's try this and let's try that, and I was kind of shocked. But my palate is very, very limited.
All the power to you. When you have downtime, I don't know how often you do, but when you have downtime, what do you enjoy doing?
I enjoy reading, and my girls is gonna say, like, I enjoy watching documentaries so that I can come back and tell them everything about something very boring about World War II or World War III. But that's what I do in my downtime.
There you go. That's all. That's great. Whenever you have downtime, just be able to sit down and read a book. I don't have that patience, but that's awesome, Coach. All right, Coach. Before I let you go, just anything you want to say for the Huntsville community when you guys come into back home on Saturday?
No, I mean, I think it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a big opportunity for you to see really good basketball at a high level. Middle Tennessee is going to be really good, and I think our girls will be prepared to play. So come out and support and cheer our girls on.
There you go. Coach, thanks for coming on. Y'all give it up for head coach Ravon Justice. And that'll do it for our first episode of the new season of the Sam Houston Coaches Radio Show. Thank you guys so much for joining us here tonight. Tune in every single Monday night all the way through March 4th for this show. live at True Texas Barbecue at HEB in Huntsville. On behalf of the entire Bearcat Sports Network crew, my name is Carlos Zimmerman. Thanks for joining us. And as always, friends, eat 'em up, cats, and have a pleasant tomorrow. We'll see you next week.